Good morning. It's Wayne Morgan. It's Wednesday, so it's Wednesdays with Wayne. The first thing I want to do before we get started is thank you for your time. I do that as those of you that have been around me and attended events or sessions with me know that I do this every time. The reason I do this is because a very dear friend of mine told me a long time ago, I'll never forget it. He said the first thing, the most valuable thing anyone can give you is their time. So, how many consider your time valuable?
I don't think you're wrong.
How many don't like it when people waste your time? Why don't you think I'm on? I'm getting some feedback. Hang on just a second. Why don't you think I'm on? Okay. If you have any comments, send them in to me so I can see you. Am I on? I should be on. Can y'all see me?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to continue. Thank you. Got a tech interruption there. So thank you for your time. I'm going to do my best to make sure your time is well spent. So thank you for your time. I want to start by saying please take notes. If you would, please get something to write with and write on so you can take some notes as we go through this. So you may, every now and then something valuable pops out of my mouth and you may want to write it down and capture it and then refer to it later. So please get a notepad and a pen, something to write on and write with. And then this morning may seem a little disjointed. I've been watching all the chaos out there and I look at how it affects me, how it affects other people. How can I avoid problems and look for and take advantage of opportunities that might present themselves? So I'm just going to tell you what I see. And it's not, I'm the be all, do all, or the big guru or grand poobah, any of that. This is just what I see. It's based on what my experience. And this was prompted by a comment that my brother made. He said, they got a food bank down here. And I said, yeah, they got them here too. He said, there's a Mercedes in line. I said, yeah, I saw some of those here too. So I don't have a problem with a Mercedes Benz being in a food bank line. The two just don't go together. So I don't have a problem with it. I don't judge it. I just observe it. I'm like, that's interesting. Glad it's not me. There's days you don't want to be me. There's days it's pretty good being me, but not that day. So this is what I want to talk about is what causes a person who has that kind of income to end up without being able to buy food. So I started thinking along those lines, and this is what I think. So before we get started or get into that, I'm just going to share my observations about what I've seen in all this chaos and what's on the news, what's not news, what's real news, what's fake news, because it's all kinds of opinions and news, and I'm sure you've seen this stuff everywhere. So it's going to be a little disjointed because I'm just trying to put some thoughts together, but hopefully at the end it'll make sense and we'll tie it all up and see. Before we get into that, tomorrow and Friday, we are offering the Real Estate Business School. We are offering a free 18-hour CE course. So those of you that have some delayed closings and need some assistance, it's just a way of saying thank you for your business, whether you're new or whether you're a longtime customer and fan. We just want to show our appreciation for you, pass on some information that we learned. Some of my stuff is original, some of it's not. When it's not, I quote the source, I acknowledge the source, and sometimes I'm a conduit, and sometimes I come up with something original. And I just want to be valuable in that way to you. So thank you so much again for showing up. The free 18-hour class tomorrow. 10 hours is going to be live, so there'll be 5 2-hour sessions, and then the legal update 1 and 2, 4 hours each. Those 8 hours. You take those 8 hours online, but the 10 hours will be live. So it will be 3 2-hour classes tomorrow, 6 hours tomorrow, Thursday, and then 4 hours Friday, 2 4-hour classes Friday. And if you're interested, email me. Now we're at the end. info@buildmyrebusiness.com. info@buildmyrebusiness.com. Tell us you want the link, and we'll send you the link to the classes. And then you have to set up. You register just like you would for a normal 18-hour CE package. It'll ask you for a credit card and all your information, but then when you go to checkout, it'll show 0. So we're not going to charge you for it, but we need your information so we can report the credits to Trek at the end of class. So when class is over, we'll do all the reporting for you. We'll send you. We'll go to the Trek website and we'll post it just like we always do. So thank you. If you want to attend that class tomorrow and Friday, you can take your online anytime you want. Tomorrow it starts at 9 o'clock. Goes from 9 to 11 is one class, 11 to 1 is the second class, and then 2 to 4 is the third class. And then Friday, it's 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. is the first class, and then 11 a.m. to 1 is the second class, and then we'll be done for the day. So that's the schedule. Then you take your Legal 1 and 2 online at your leisure. Okay. So back to this Mercedes-Benz and this food bank. They don't go together. I don't know the situation. I don't care because I just want to learn something from it. So we covered paradigms in the first event. This is like a recap or a review. So if you remember what is a paradigm? If you can recall this, what's a paradigm? This is why I asked you to take notes. A paradigm is a set of rules. We went over this. And the rules do two things. They tell you how to be successful within the rules, and they also act as a boundary. So is it good to have rules? Of course. We all need rules. It keeps society, in check. It teaches us how to behave, what to do, what not to do. And, I think there are too many rules, personally. I think some people I've met have way too many rules. Like, where's your wife? Well, got too many rules. So rules are helpful. We need rules, but sometimes we have too many rules, and sometimes rules act as a filter. And the question is, and here's the first thing you can write down, what if everything you know is wrong? And so if you have these rules, then they're right, and time changes, and they're not right anymore, and you're still using them, then what happens? Well, you end up in category 3. So what is category 3? Well, there's 3 categories of people. There are people that make things happen, those who watch things happen, and those who ask, what happened? There's a lot of people out there in category 3 right now because they're using old rules and they've changed. The rules continue to change. The world is designed to change. People are designed to change. What do humans resist the most? Change. This is the only constant I know. You can count on this. Things are going to change. So it's changing right now. We're in probably one of the biggest paradigm shifts you may ever see. It's been the biggest paradigm shift of my lifetime because the rules are changing. So when the rules change, the paradigm shifts. And what happens when a paradigm shifts? Your past success guarantees you nothing. When the paradigm shifts, everybody goes back to 0. Everyone. And if you look around, you see a lot of people being set back to 0. Maybe you're one of them. Maybe you're about to be one of them. I don't know. So this is what's happening. Here are some quotes that I saw. One was an energy sector expert. When oil was at $50 when it started 4 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago when we did our first one of these, I quoted that guy saying oil's not going to go less than $35 to $30 a barrel. That's the bottom. Where's oil right now? Right, -$5. They're paying $5 a barrel to get rid of it. So I look at that piece of information and I go, okay, that's interesting. And I go look at another piece of information. Then I look at another piece of information. And when you pull these pieces of information together, it's like assembling a jigsaw puzzle. After a while, you get a picture. So what's the picture? Next thing I see is they're pouring millions and millions of gallons of milk out. Next picture I see is they're taking all the squash, hundreds of acres of squash in Florida, and they're grinding it up and putting it back into the field. They're just not harvesting it. There's no demand for it. Next thing I see is coronavirus has hit the meat producers. So now they're predicting a shortage of meat products. So they're pouring out milk. They're grinding crops. They're not even harvesting crops. They're just grinding them up and leaving them out in the fields to rot. So what's happening? And people, I see some people going there, as Tony Robbins would say, it's not the situation, it's your response to the situation that determines the quality of your life. And I've seen a lot of responses. Maybe you've seen them too. Some people in denial. So just go get that t-shirt out of your closet and show it to them. It says, denial is not a river in Egypt. Some people are very confused. Some people are very angry. Some people are very fearful. Some people are oblivious. Some people are hoarding and stocking up and hoarding goods and supplies. The response is across the gamut. So is this good or bad? I don't know. It reminds me of an old Buddhist story. So this old Buddhist farmer is out there, and he's got this horse. And one day, the horse runs away. And his neighbors and friends come around, and they offer condolences, and they go, man, it's too bad your horse ran away. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. That's too bad. He goes, maybe. A few days later, the horse comes back, and it brings 3 horses with him. So everybody comes around and goes, hey, great news. Got your horse back and got 3 extras. He goes, maybe. His son comes out and jumps on one of the wild horses and attempts to tame it. The horse bucks him off, and the kid breaks his leg. Friends and family come around, offer their condolences. Oh, it's too bad your son's got a broken leg. And the Buddhist farmer goes, maybe. Then the general comes in from the army. They're looking for young men to fight in the war. And they see his son with the broken leg and they say, we can't use you. So the friends and family come around again. They go, isn't it great that your son didn't go into the army? He goes, maybe. The moral of the story is, it doesn't matter. What matters is your point of view. What matters is how you respond. Getting rich is a point of view. It's a choice. Feeling about something is a choice. You can choose how to respond. You can choose how to feel. And I don't let anybody out there determine how I'm going to feel today. I'm going to choose how I feel today. And I'm going to choose to be, in spite of the chaos and the catastrophe and the death and the illness and the drama and all the moving parts and all the bad news, I'm going to continue to remain hopeful and optimistic, because what I know is, from studying Bucky Fuller, one thing cannot exist by itself anywhere in the universe. You can't have an up without a down. You can't have an in without an out. It's entropy, syntropy, proton, neutron, always, only, coexisting. So if there's a problem, what's on the other side? That's right. So you're staring at some of the biggest opportunities in the world. The thing is, most people can't see them because they're using old rules. So that's part I wanted to talk to you about today. Is you have to question your assumptions every day. Do your best to get your head off autopilot and stop saying, this is the way, I'm going to do it this way because the way I've always done it. The way that we've always done things may have been successful in the past, but they're not anymore. Lynn's dad worked for Ford for, 35 or 40 years, I don't know how long, but he retired at 55 and got a pension and enjoyed life for decades after that. Those pensions are gone. So the days of going to a company and giving your life to a company and being there 30, 40 years and getting your gold watch and a pension are over. The days of safe, secure job are over. The world has changed. Everything's changing. So my question to you is, how much risk are you taking? Where are you right now in this pandemic? Are you good? Are you on the edge? Are you in deep trouble? And if you're in deep trouble, you got to look at, how did you get here? So you can blame the Chinese, you can blame the government, you can blame, there's plenty of blame to go around. There's a lot of reasons to blame other people, but none of them are any good. So if we're going to play above the line, by that I mean you can blame people or you can take responsibility for where we are right now. Now, if you want to fix it, you got to own it. So where are you right now? Not geographically. talking about financially. How are you doing? I mean, you look around your house. You have a bunch of stuff you wish you didn't own right now? Is there some stuff in the garage or the driveway or out in the water in the lake you wish you didn't own right now? So I have no problem with that Mercedes-Benz in that food line. None at all. But I want to make a point about it. Most people make decisions based on one of two things, either to gain pleasure or avoid pain. And right now, most of the decisions I see people making is to avoid pain. Well, why are people in pain? Because decisions made in the past. So please hear this, okay? Your future is created moment by what you do in the present. The future is not an extension of the present. Most people believe that the future is just an extension of the present. The future is not an extension of the present. It's a whole different phase we're going into. Whole new phase. I read from you this from Bucky Fuller last month, okay? This is his 3 weeks ago, Critical Path. I read this piece to you. And here it is. Here we are 3 weeks later. He's talking about this character who did this study, the scenario of petroleum production. Must have been bored. Anyway, he makes it clear that with all the cosmic energy processing, such as rain, wind, and gravitational pressure, and processing time paid for at the rates you and I pay for household electrical energy, it costs nature well over $1 million to produce each gallon of petroleum. To say, I didn't know that, doesn't alter the inexorable energy accounting of eternally regenerative, 100% efficient, ergo 100% concerned physical energy universe. I'm not sure what that even means. So I'm going to go on. This is Bucky. This is how he writes. This is why you got to get a study group together. We find all the no life support, wealth-producing people going to their 1980s jobs. He says no wealth-producing. Wealth. We covered this last time. We'll go over this again today. Wealth is the ability to survive blank days into the future. I'll come back to this. So he's referring the ability to survive blank days into the future. So what he's talking about here is that people go into these jobs that don't create any wealth. We have supervisors supervising supervisors. We have managing managers managing managers. We have overseers overseeing overseers. Then we have classes to teach managers how to manage managers and to teach supervisors how to supervise supervisors. And if all these layers and layers and layers, but there's no wealth being created. So that's what he means when he says no life support of wealth-producing people. We find all the no life support, wealth-producing people going to their 1980 jobs and their cars or buses spending trillions of dollars of petroleum daily to get to their no wealth-producing jobs.
If you could pause a minute because you're backwards. So I'm with Jessica, and she said on the camera that it's like you won't see yourself. So it's like turn it around.
Okay, can you see me now?
Let's see.
This is why I was on the computer. Okay. You with me? Sorry about that. Can y'all see me? Can you hear me? Okay, can you see me? Can you hear me?
No, now you're showing the kitchen.
How about now?
That's it. No, they see your screen. No, they see the kitchen.
Okay. Well, watch this for a few minutes.
There you go. Yes.
What do you think?
I can see you.
Okay, good. Okay. Can you still hear me okay, everybody? Hello? Okay, thanks. Okay, hang on. I'm going to switch to my laptop.
Yes, turn your computer to the left, to the right, to your right. So you can see the flip chart.
Sorry. Hang on just a second. Okay, can you see me okay?
Go back to what you were doing.
I'm not doing that. Hello?
It's just your flip charts backwards. Everything else was good.
Just the flip chart?
The flip charts backwards.
Okay. All right, can you see me now on my camera? I'm getting out of this. I'm going to log off on my camera and access this from my laptop. Sorry, everybody. I thought this was fixed and it's not, so I'm still trying to figure this out. I apologize. The flip chart's backwards. Anyway, I'm going to access this from somewhere else.